The longer she talks, the less sense it makes. This computer, the way that she's describing it, should not work. You feel an instinctive awareness of something pressing against the fabric of reality. And you sense that your awareness of it somehow makes that intrusion stronger, even more likely to break through. Right now, while you're listening to the sounds, you can almost instinctively feel a connection between the audio and the visual. It feels like a connection to some unseen and unknowable aspect of reality. Then there's a spike at 22:03:37 that fills the graph at every scale. The video feed resumes as power returns. From that time onward, Dr. Takegawa remains in the engineer's office, lying asleep or unconscious on a sofa, and you notice that Dr. Klinger is nowhere to be seen. There is a single black metal obelisk that is run through with veins of a softer black substance where cables from the monitor and other components plug into it. You turn around and you see Klinger, Dr. Klinger, standing behind you. "I'm back," she says, weeping. This is where we did it." Esme, you hear a pop behind you as you're clutching this black, ovoid, slightly pulsing thing that is D, that you can only figure out was D. Like, it doesn't look like any computer you've ever seen.
It looks like an egg.
But yeah, it's kind of like an egg, like a black egg that
like
computer cables
egg.
were plugged into.
It's a void
What kind
egg.
of cables?
Were they yellow?
Computer cables.
Yeah, but Jeremy,
There was a yellow cable. And you
And
also
what kind of cable
realize
is that, Jeremy?
it is a computer cable. Probably an Ethernet. We'll go with Ethernet.
Yeah, that is what I said.
Okay.
Yeah. So this you realize, like, you're pretty sure that this thing that you've pulled out is the heart of the computer that is called D, because once you unplugged it, the monitor and the speakers went silent.
Finally.
And you heard this pop behind you, and you saw Cindy's eyes go wide where she's holding Jing Fei. And you look behind you, and you see this red-haired Caucasian woman whose eyes have been burnt white. And when she reappeared, she said, "I'm back. This is where we did it."
Congratulations. From outer space?
I was gonna say that.
You just walked in to find us here with that sad look upon our face?
Was there more to it, Jeremy?
Pardon?
What was there more than "I'm back"?
She
We
said,
did it?
I'm back. This is where we did it.
Gross.
This happened at the same time that both of you remembered as well. If you look at an Agent Remembers handout, that's what y'all remembered. Where this is like the third time that you've gone through this.
Oh, right. Because
Oh,
there's... right. We came to the Ray. Everyone was insane. We woke up at 10. They sent us again.
I like that little poem.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was a poetry major.
Were you really?
So
Yeah, kind of. I
Kind
was
of.
poetry before I was screenwriting.
yeah,
Gotcha.
he was a poetry major nerd.
My favorite was a Sestina. Oh, snap.
Of course it was. Jesus Christ.
Round and round and round we go. We
That
gotta
is not
use
what
up all these
Sestina
words
is.
we know.
Well, that part is about right. It's math, brah.
Sestina Forte.
I'm sure y'all remember, but I'm gonna say it anyway. That this morning, this game morning, not this actual morning, was when you both had that episode at your place of work / juice bar where you came screaming awake. And you had a brief, fleeting memory that Cindy tried to remember, but Esme was like, nope, that's going in the vault. And you now have realized that, like, everything that came before, that's where you came back awake, if that makes sense.
It doesn't, but that's it.
Alright, so we've got the thing, the egg computer. We've got the scientist back, and she's alive, more or less.
Helen Klinger, right?
And
PhD.
Yes.
I feel like if we remove the void egg, then this experiment will not work anymore. So let's take this to the van.
Well, you've already taken it off of the grid. Like, it's not connected to the array at all anymore.
Okay, but can we remove it from the grounds? I feel like if we put this in the van and drive away with it would be the best idea.
Well, I mean, that's sort of what worked in our last case, right? We just had to take the lady away and everything fixed itself. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to talk to this lady, I suppose.
All right.
Helen. We got Helen Klinger here. She's said they did something. Let's see, I'm going to take a look at Dr. Black's notes. Dr. Black was all about, like, something about the sounds. That was the middle thing. So I guess that's what the computer was picking up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, D patterns awareness. That was talking about the computer. I guess I didn't really pick that up before. Beyond space-time or source space-time. Source could be talking about source code. I don't know.
Maybe. The source code for this program is space-time.
Yeah, it's a little bit funky. So we got Dr. Black still here. So, I mean, we could call him in and they could talk to one another.
Right.
And maybe that would be informative about what she's been up to. I mean, we could just ask her what she's been up to, I suppose.
So I feel like if we want more information, we're going to have to get it out of either Dr. Klinger or Dr. Black, because I don't think Xingfei is going to be willing or able to help us, because she's so
Right, weren't we restraining her?
You are.
I'm pretty sure I was, like, restraining her.
Yeah, you're holding her. Because when I started taking the computer apart, she freaked out.
That's right,
Because I'm murdering her baby.
Yeah, could be.
She doesn't understand that this baby needs to die.
I mean, sometimes it just happens, you give birth to a kid and the doctor looks at it and says, we gotta kills it. And, it's not good for anybody. Nobody's happy about
this one is made wrong. Anyways, so if we want more information, we're going to have to get it out of them. And then, after we get whatever we can get out of them, I do think we should, at the very least, take this away and potentially maybe break and or dismantle some of the array itself, so that they can't keep doing this.
Well, I mean, in some ways, it would be better if, like, the facility could continue operating, right? Because they obviously spent a lot of money here. So I feel like it would be better if we could make it so that this place could continue to do the science, because otherwise,
I mean, it can do
may be more noticeable.
Science.
Right, do different science and not this science. Because otherwise, I can just see, Congress being like, hey, I thought we spent $15 million.
Oh, right. Because Congress doesn't waste money like a sailor on shore leave.
Well, yeah, but depending on who's in power, they like to do their little analyses and they give out their little awards about who wasted the most money, right? It could just potentially draw attention to this place, and one of the first things we're supposed to do is contain it, right?
I guess.
Like Jeremy keeps saying, oh, you remember, like, the rules of the delta's the green, which is, like, don't kill people. Terrible rule. Don't let other people know about stuff being whatever. Terrible rule. Don't tell people about Delta Green. I'm always trying to tell people about Delta Green. Always. And he's like, don't do it. You're not supposed to do that. You're a secret agent. And I'm like, I'm also insane. So what do you want me to do? Me, Jonathan, doesn't want to do these things.
Right?
But Cindy, she's pretty loopy. I mean,
I gotcha.
She designed. She helped program an electric car, self-driving car that was murdering cats. I mean, that's the kind of person she is.
In character.
So you admit that you admit that you're the one that programmed it, because before you said it was just machine learning.
Yeah. Well, somebody taught it. Somebody taught it. I'm not saying it wasn't me.
And that somebody enjoys killing cats with cars.
That's right.
Cindy?
You got to give it a training data set, and that training data set happened to have somebody running over cats a bunch. Was that me? Probably not. No one. I ain't saying. Anyway.
So yeah, you have Klinger here, who's just appeared. It sounded like someone was thinking about going to talk to Dr. Black. You actually have all of the other scientists like coming this way after they heard like the scuffling that you guys were doing.
Yeah, us all like, yeah, partially murdering Jingfei. That's right.
What are you gonna do about D?
I'm going to put it in an evidence bag. They're like Ziplocs with big labels.
So this thing's like 1.5 feet and like 15 inches wide.
Yeah, they make these things to put human heads in, Jeremy. So
They
I'm
do.
sure that
Yeah,
they've
this
got...
is about a human's head size, so...
Yeah, she's just gotta, she's digging around her bag. I'm like, no, the one that says head on it. The one that says head. Use that one. That's the right side.
Okay, let's see. What can we make you roll to see if you get this done in time?
What are you talking about, Jeremy?
Huh?
She has to roll something to put it in a plastic bag?
If she wants to get it
Apparently.
in the bag before everyone else sees what she's doing.
Okay, I'm
Evidence
just gonna
bags are
dump it
clear.
in my backpack then, I guess.
Okay.
There it
Alright,
is.
so you shove it in your backpack.
There it is.
What are y'all gonna do about Jingfei?
Did Esme give me my knife back?
I can. Here you go.
You're just gonna give it back to me?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that was going to be my reason not to try and murder her. I mean, not
mean-
because I, like, Jonathan want to murder her.
Okay,
I just
so
feel like...
I still have zip
Cindy's
ties in
done.
my pockets. We can zip tie her hands and sit her down in a chair, and then zip tie her ankles to the chair,
Mm-hmm.
and then leave her there.
Don't forget, there's people walking down the hallway towards y'all right now, so...
Okay.
Yeah, so I gotta do
Okay.
this quick. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
she's
really
having
want
a nervous
her-
break.
I feel like she's going to be distraction from us getting the answers we want from Helen Klinger.
Probably.
So I want to shut her up. Can we zip tie her and throw her in the kitchen, maybe?
Yes.
Can we? I want to try. Maybe I think that's probably like because I mean otherwise there'd be lots of blood and stuff, and that's gonna be
Yeah,
another
we don't
question.
want that. Let's just zip
So-
tie her up, subdue her, tell everybody that she's having a nervous breakdown, get her
I
somewhere
think,
quiet.
I think we'd like to get it done before people show up.
I mean, they're
ideally.
walking towards us right now. So
Yeah, and
tell them
Helen's
something.
in the room, right?
Yeah.
Because I lost Sandy for seeing her pop through reality.
Right, so
Yeah,
let's
So yeah,
tie her up.
that bird done flown. Yeah. So we tie her up and we sit her down in the kitchen or whatever.
Okay, so all you're doing is tying her up?
Yep.
Well, what do you want us to do, Jeremy? Give her a
I-
give her
What
a
are we
haircut?
supposed to do
No.
here, Jeremy?
So
Forever.
as soon as your hand leaves her mouth where you were stopping her from screaming, she's going to
Obviously,
start
I
screaming.
zip tie her head closed.
You
like,
zip...
Yeah, like a regular. That's what the police do, right? They tie your hands behind your back and then they zip tie your jaw shut. It's like an alligator.
How would that
Jeremy,
work?
that's regular. That's just how people do things.
So you're like just gonna thread her lips shut with zip
No,
ties? and...
no, Jeremy. You put the bottom of the zip tie under the jaw, and then you attach it at the crown of the head.
How long do you think these zip ties are?
Long enough to do that. Do I need to roll for something?
She's not an alligator. It's just gonna slide right off.
Jeremy, I have lost so much sanity. You do not even believe it. I lost like 14 sanity our last time. This sounds like a great idea to me.
Okay.
We could just gag her or something. Or just
I ain't
put her
got
in the
no
kitchen.
gags.
Put her
All
in the
I got
kitchen.
are knife and zip tie. Tongue can
Well,
come out.
Let's not do knife. Nope, no, that's the bad
Well,
thing.
that's the only two tools. Let's see what else
Okay.
I have in my
She
my
can
tool.
I mean,
Scream.
one of you could hustle her off through the kitchen door where no one else can
We-
see her if you're
we
just
have
trying to
said
get her out
twice
of
that we-
sight of everyone
That's
else.
what we said we wanted to do.
Jeremy, we've said twice that we're putting her in the kitchen. What more do you want from us?
I mean,
Oh.
granted, Jeremy did state, like, well, while you're doing that, are you still gagging her? And I mean, I think that's probably right. It'd be
Yeah,
tough.
the
to
way that y'all said
continue.
it made it sound like you were going to tie her up and throw her in the kitchen, not someone
Not
was going to take her
literally
with
throw
them.
her.
Like, if someone takes her into the kitchen with them, y'all can keep her quiet. But
Yeah. I think with the three of us, then we can get that done because we still have Agent Hua
Inspector
with us.
Hua? Okay,
Hua.
hey, this is a great use of an NPC. So Inspector Hua takes control of Jingfei and hauls her off into the kitchen.
I'm like, just try to
bef-
calm her down. Like, she's
Yeah,
I'm
while
going
the
upstairs.
rest of everyone, like, she goes through that door as everyone else comes through. Dr. Klinger, this whole time, like, her eyes are just, like, white, like, completely white eyes. She's just been kind of, like, mumbling to herself and, like, looking around. You're not exactly sure if she's seeing things, but it seems like she recognizes where she's at.
Okay.
Everyone else comes in. Dr. Campbell at the lead and says, Dr. Klinger, you're back. I assume you've been doing your research?
Yeah, where have you been exactly, Dr. Klinger?
How can I say this? So, there's this boundless, bubbling black chaos that generates our reality. It's mindless energy, but it lives and it hungers and it gnaws and it calls out. Maybe that's the only thing in our universe that's really alive. It's not here. It's other than here. It's not what we think of as part of space-time, but it's different. It's other than that. But it's also everything, and it's also everywhere. But at the same time, we don't have eyes to see it or ears to hear it. I was there. I'm still there. I will always be there. I hear the music. I see the throne of God.
What's your PhD in again?
Physics.
Mm-hmm. From an accredited institution?
Both of you can make alertness checks.
Jeremy, make us make checks. I'm so bad at them.
I got a 78 against a 25, which is a failure.
Go and give yourself a check mark.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, Tabitha, I didn't realize your score was so high on alertness now. So you're actually going to get this for free because you didn't need to roll for that one.
Do I still get a check?
Yeah, why not? I'm feeling generous.
Oh,
She got a
well,
95
thank
against
you.
a 44.
Thank you so
those of
much
you
for your
keeping track of that.
generosity.
When she's talking like this, you kind of see Dr. Black, like, taken aback for a moment, like he's just kind of realized something, but he, like, kind of shakes it off and kind of brushes it aside. It was Cindy that talked to Dr. Black for a while, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so. But yeah, the other researchers are just kind of listening to her and kind of nodding along a little bit. They're, like, muttering and conferring between themselves, saying, like, yeah, perhaps that's what these readings could be indicating. It's really strange, though.
So you saw the throne of God in blackness.
It's... I can't really find a way to say it that it makes sense. It's like trying to describe love and a pure emotion that despite you know what it feels like, but you couldn't describe it to someone who hasn't experienced it.
So how did you get to where this is?
In the jittering of the lasers and the interpretations that Dee's providing, the array is helping us hear these echoes of the chaos beneath our reality. It's like every passing moment we hear it more clearly, and the more clearly we hear it, the more clearly it hears us. It's like we're echoes in each other's awareness. As she says this, the other researchers suddenly get wide-eyed and scream uncontrollably and start running out of the room.
Are we screaming?
You're not, but they are.
What the fuck?
Cindy needs to make a sand check.
You know I'm gonna fail it. You just know I'm gonna fail it. And I did. 60 against a 29.
All right, roll.
I'll lose my mind.
Roll a d4.
Gonna roll a d4. It's a 2. And
That's
how many
2 sanity.
I lose.
So when Klinger is explaining this, you realize the same thing that you think these researchers just realized, that whatever it is that's attention has been brought to this place, Dee helped to bring these people in sync with it. But taking Dee offline isn't enough to break the connection. The connection's already formed. whenever these pulses are happening, the alignment is getting closer and closer. It's getting a more and more perfect communion with whatever this is.
Okay, in the interest of definitely doing whatever you're aiming at, how could that perfect connection be? I'm going to go with disrupted.
What do
I know
you think,
Jeremy's
Cindy?
answer. Jeremy's answer would be, you guys are investigators, aren't you?
Oh my
Investigate.
god. Let me roll
is it-
another What do I roll, Jeremy? What do I roll
I mean, you
to get
can make
an answer
times
to
5
anything?
checks.
I've got a...
But I mean, really, Cindy's the only person who's had this realization. So Cindy could make an int times 5.
I rolled it anyways. And I succeeded. That's a 24 against a 65.
And I also succeed in 11 against a 75.
Which is a critical success. So,
I have an epiphany.
yes, you do. And that epiphany is that cutting D off was the first step. But the second step is that everyone who's been exposed to these signals, you have to break their awareness of what's going on.
What, with like
Whether-
a hammer?
So we have to make people forget?
You have to render them unconscious or unaware in some way.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go around with a rag and ask them to smell this chloroform for me and tell me if it's fresh.
There's no chloroform on your sheet.
You're no fun.
So we need to break the connection, and that would involve people falling into unconsciousness, because
Baseball
the
bat?
conscious mind is what is allowing this intrusion into our dimension, right? That's the epiphany I'm having?
Yes, people's conscious awareness of what happened when shortly after. It's happened twice since y'all arrived here at what were the times?
Right. You don't have to say the times. I
Right.
understand.
So it happened earlier, and it happened right before Klinger appeared. And when that happened, like, you felt something pushing against reality. And it's like your awareness of that event, like your understanding of what's going on now, is that awareness of that event is what's allowing it to keep happening. Because you're observing it, it's happening. Now that you've taken the array offline effectively by removing D, there's just one more step to breaking it.
Yeah. An easy one, which is making, everyone exposed unconscious? Is that just everybody that's here?
It's going to be the security guards at home as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Were they here this morning? I don't know that.
Well, no one knows the answer to that except for Jeremy, and he's never going to tell us. So
the issue, Jeremy, when someone becomes unconscious and then wakes up, does the connection reform?
I don't know.
Right. And also, there's the guy we sent to the hospital who was
but
unconscious.
he's unconscious, so I don't
So
think...
as long as we knock everybody, make everyone else unconscious, however we're going to do that, before he wakes up, I think maybe we... let's just
You
hope
hear the phone in Dr. Campbell's office ringing.
someone going to get that?
Christ. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, is this Dr. Campbell?
No, but I could take a message.
Yes, we need to know, what was Dr. Takagawa exposed to? This is, and the person names off whatever the closest medical institution would be.
Okay.
Let's say, this is outside Chicago. It's near Fermilab, so, time to do some research.
Why
I
would
don't
you
know.
not Google this?
I'm Googling it now.
Why would you not Google this before?
Because I didn't know it was going to be important before. So this is the Northwestern Medicine Delnor Hospital.
Okay.
And about an hour ago, Dr. Takagawa woke back up, but he seems to be suffering from some sort of radiation sickness. We need to know. Nothing that we're giving him so far has been working. What was he exposed to there?
That's a very good question. They are running an experiment here, with a variety of different factors involved, and I don't know precisely what he was exposed to. What are his symptoms indicative of?
His body temperature has been rising. He's emitting ultraviolet radiation.
What?
It doesn't make any sense. What happened to him there? This
that's a good question.
we're gonna have to call the EPA. Did
I
y'all
would
have?
suggest-
Is there a leak there?
CDC, right? Or do you mean EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency?
Yeah, for a radiation leak. Yes.
Okay.
Cool. Can I get a team out here to sedate everyone in this building? I mean, heavy sedation. They need to be unconscious for a while.
Not if there's.
Look, if conscious awareness, shut up. If conscious awareness is what is causing this, then we need to be unconscious.
Go, keep trying. Keep doing it. It might work.
It won't work. I don't know what to do here.
You gotta. So ask them when he started emitting the radiation.
When exactly did he start emitting irradiation?
It was shortly before 7 o'clock. Like maybe like 7:50, 7:45, somewhere between there.
Okay.
Didn't the person say it was when he became conscious?
Yes.
Right. That's, I think, what we were getting at. When he woke up is when he started emitting radiation.
Yes.
So that gives us an in to say all these people are exposed. We have to sedate them to contain the radiation. Of course, I'm in another room, but Esme would have thought that as a doctor.
So.
And I think that's where Esme was going. She just helping you out a little bit, maybe.
So are you gonna tell this guy to stop the radiation leaking from his body? You're gonna need to sedate Dr. Takagawa.
Well, all of them.
No.
All of them. You say put him back under.
Okay, so you said the conscious awareness of this event is what is keeping it going.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it seems like the obvious answer is to stop people being aware consciously of the event. So I'm thinking roofies maybe? Heavy sedation. They need to stop being aware. Isn't there a medication you can take that causes retroactive amnesia? I'm gonna Google this. I think it's an anesthetic.
So if you're still talking to the guy on the phone, he does tell you that Dr. Takagawa suffered a complete mental collapse just about 5 minutes, or I guess about 30 minutes ago at this point. Now that it's 8:30, 8:22.
Is that a technical term, Jeremy?
It's benzodiazepines combined with alcohol.
Benzos.
Delicious benzos. Let's get some of those.
Should pull that out, Jeremy, in a post. Benzos, let's get some of those. This episode brought to you by Benzos.
You find a box full of aquadots.
So you cut out a little bit there, Jeremy. I heard you found Bach in an aqueduct.
Nope, you found a box full of aquadots.
Oh, cool! Perfect. Donkeys and water. So they were
You
a
don't
toy.
remember aquadots? So
Sorry.
aquadots were these children's toys from like 2010, something like that were made in China.
I did have a child in 2010, that is true.
So you would like lick them and they would like stick together, stick to things or something like that. It was a weird toy. Anyway, the stuff that the adherent that was on the outside that was made in China, one of the ingredients in it was date rape drugs. So
Right, Claire just was talking about this. I think that's still in litigation.
It's Rohypnol, and yes, it is.
Oh no! I remember we were watching an episode of Elementary, and it was a fake version of that. Was being discussed, I think. But yes, weren't those the days where you can get free drugs for your kids to trip on
From the toy store.
from the toy store?
All
Just
right.
like the temp tattoos. This is so much more interesting. I'm just joking, Jeremy. I'm just joking.
So Cindy, while Esme was talking on the phone, you were still talking to Klinger, right?
Yeah, I assume I was trying to get more info out of her. Yeah.
As you're talking to her, so you get
I get a lot of sanity back.
So, you've had this realization, and she confers with you, and she says, eventually, these pulses of connection between the human minds here and that black chaos is going to draw all of us to its presence. I wish I could keep the others from seeing what's happening, but if what you're saying's true, and then she like screams, she curls over like she's in deep pain, and flashes in. There's a flash of blue-white light, and she's gone.
Cool.
All right.
Well, we're gonna die.
So she's gone.
And
So
then
she-
you hear screams from the workshop.
From the workshop? Alright, let's go over there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run that way. Do I run into Tool here?
Evan Kozak?
Yes.
Yeah, he's there. He seems to be pulling himself together from that breakdown that he had earlier.
Are you doing okay, man?
Yeah, I think... And he, like, throws
Oh,
up against
gross.
the wall a little bit.
Do I need to make a dodge roll or something?
No, he was kind of facing the wall. He wasn't really facing you.
Cool. I'll take it. All right. Well, I'm gonna go check out this scream. Did you recognize the scream, Evan?
What?
Okay. See, hope you start feeling better before I knock you out.
Try breathe
Like,
deeply.
running.
Do we have a baseball bat in the van?
Oh, who knows? Okay, I make it to the workshop.
I make it to the workshop too if I can get roll D20 to work.
Gonna have a breakdown.
When you come to the workshop's walls, or come to the door in the workshop, you see Klinger with her arms wrapped around Dr. Campbell's throats. She seems to be crying as she's choking the life out of Dr. Campbell. The flesh around her hands is crackled like black. The air around them is shimmering like you're seeing it through a massive heat wave. Dr. Campbell is clawing at her throat and feebly trying to pull Klinger's hands off of her, but unable to stop it.
Hey guys, what's going on?
What do you do?
I just
Oh,
asked.
well, like we just try to talk to them.
So Klinger looks at you and says, I can't think of another way, but if I can stop the awareness, I can stop the awareness this way.
Can we stop the awareness some other way, please?
There's no time.
Why not?
Well, I mean, we were thinking we knock them out unconscious like. I mean, wouldn't that be fine too? I mean, Campbell, she's got a family. I look at Campbell, is that right?
We'll pretend it's right for our purposes for now.
No, I want her
No.
to like shake her head. Yeah.
No, there's no other way. If this
Why not?
doesn't work, at least they'll be spared the things that I've seen. And when she says that, she squeezes a little bit more, and Dr. Campbell's head rolls off the charred stump that was her neck. Both of you make
Wow,
sanity
okay.
checks.
Man.
Super. Oh, I actually passed that one. 25
No.
against a 27.
That's gonna mean you lose more sanity, because Delta Green is designed to kill you.
Yeah, do I lose any sanity, Jeremy?
No, if you pass, you do not lose sanity.
It is not letting me roll my sanity,
Oh, wait, so Tabitha,
Jeremy.
would you consider Dr. Campbell to be your friend?
I mean, I don't hate her.
Would you consider her to be your friend?
I feel pretty nonchalant towards all of these people. I never met them before today. I cared vaguely about them as members of the same species.
Well, you don't
But-
lose any sanity.
Ooh, was she a robot?
Yeah, like, you don't have to make a sand check unless they are your friend.
Oh, so like
okay.
seeing someone's head fall off is not.
That's
Well-
perfectly
Normal.
fine as long as you didn't know them personally.
Well, I guess that is watching an innocent die brutally.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think
Damn it,
that fits the
John.
definition, Jeremy. No, I mean
We don't know
I
that
don't
she was
want-
innocent.
Well, I guess not. I think I want to attack this lady. 'Cause I feel like we don't need some.
Go ahead
person
and
who
roll
can...
sanity, Esme, while Cindy is attacking
Just
Klinger.
closed the
Alright.
window.
So yeah, I'm gonna attack Klinger with my
Okay, now.
let's see.
Alright.
With my gun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and shoot her.
So that's a 64 against a 50%, so how much sanity do I lose for watching a perfectly normal thing happen?
1d6.
Oh no.
So how do I shoot my gun?
How do you shoot your gun? Roll your gun attack. Oof. Do you want to project some of that, Tabitha?
Yes,
'Cause if
I'm gonna
not,
project that.
You rolled a 3%? Nice.
Alright, that's good, right?
That's very good. Alright.
So I roll a 3 against a 20, so I fire my gun and it hits her, right? And then I do damage, which was 1d10, and I roll
All
a
right.
2.
So you point your gun and fire at Klinger, and you see the bullet hit her, and you see it hit the wall behind her, but it doesn't look like it hurt her at all. Like it just went straight through her.
Oh,
You're gonna need to make a sand check for seeing that. Okay, so Tabitha, lose 1 willpower
There's no point. I'm gonna go crazy anyways.
No, you're not gonna go. I'm gonna go temporarily insane.
I'll go past my breaking point.
This is putting you past your breaking point?
By kind of a lot.
Okay, so here's what you need to do. So you lost 5 sanity for seeing Dr. Campbell lose her head, okay? So you projected, who did you project onto?
My cat.
The cat, okay. So you project onto the cat, lose 1 bond point with the cat, lose 1 willpower, and only lose 4 sanity. That puts you past your breaking point?
Better. Yep.
Okay. So mark down that you projected onto your cat and went past your breaking point for seeing this happen. So John, you passed your sand check for seeing
the bullet I fired pass through her body, appearing to not harm her. And
it's like she shifted out of phase with the bullet.
Like Matrix style?
You passed the sand check, so I guess maybe it went wild? At least that's what you're going to say to yourself.
I think maybe I missed.
I think maybe you missed too.
Well,
you're pretty sure you should have hit, but... Alright, so we're going to go into turn orders at this point.
Okay, well, then who gets a turn then?
Well, I don't, because I'm going to be apparently going insane.
No, Tabitha, you're not.
Fine.
You're fine.
I lost more sanity last time.
I don't know, Jeremy.
What's your dex, Cindy?
Me dex?
Yes.
Me dex be a 14.
And yours, Esme?
My dexterity is 12.
12. Okay. So Cindy just went. That means Esme, it's your turn.
I'm gonna pull out my gun and shoot a person.
Okay.
Do no harm, right?
Do every harm. Fuck this shit. Alright, let's...
There's like a 0% chance this will work. And you know the craziest thing? Because I passed my sanity check, my character doesn't realize that this person can't be hurt by my bullets.
Well, that's a success.
Alright, roll damage.
Aha!
Yeah, make it easy. 9 points of damage. Nice. Alright, so...
Is she dead, please?
Your bullet slams into her shoulder, and there's a spray of blood out the other side against the wall. And she grimaces, and... Oh man, that was a lot of her hit points. Alright.
Nice.
She grimaces and...
I've been practicing.
Yeah, she grimaces and snarls and said... No, don't you see? It's the only way to save them from this madness. And she disappears and then reappears right behind you. And she tried to grab onto you, but was unable to. She missed as you duck out of the way just in time.
This is the scene where Jeremy kills our characters.
Alright.
Alright, so Cindy, you're up.
Well, I'd already rolled shooting my gun again, so
yes.
I feel like I'm gonna go with that.
So you're gonna go with that failure. Yes. So
I mean, I don't have a choice, I assume. I don't think I should have another choice, right? I decided to shoot the gun again. So I rolled an 88 against a 20, which is a failure, and because it's the same digit, that's the fumble part. Yeah,
so because it's so whenever you roll doubles, it's a crit if it is below your score, and it's a fumble if it's above your score.
Right.
Yes. So your gun jams. Like you go to fire and you are not able to. Do semi-autos jam? I feel like there was something different.
I think every gun can jam.
Yeah. So
that's better than me shooting myself in the foot. So I'll let the old do it.
It's gonna take your next turn to clear it.
If I decide to clear it.
It will take an action to clear this gun, if that's okay. What you're gonna do.
Yeah, I think I realize that, and I will, okay, so that's the end of my turn then.
Okay, right. So Esme, you're up next.
I'm gonna turn around and bring my pistol up to face area and shoot again.
Alright.
Oh, no. I fail.
52 against a 25.
At point blank range.
Wild.
I fail.
Should she get a bonus for being point blank?
Make sure you give yourself a check mark if you fail a roll, remember.
How do I give myself a check?
there isn't a place to check
Weapon?
for weapon. So what would you
It's
check there?
it's
That would
gonna
be
be
combat, maybe?
firearms.
Firearms, okay.
I see. All right.
Let's see. This is our first real combat, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, no, we hit that
no.
lady with shovels. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that wasn't even an entire round because y'all tied. Like you had the one attack action on her, and then Esme like critically tied her up with some chains.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now it's down. It's back to Helen's turn, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be Helen's turn, and she vanishes.
Of course she does.
All right, that makes it Cindy's turn.
So she disappeared. We don't know where she went, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Esme and be like, she's pretty dead, right?
I mean,
pointing
she's...
to the lady laying on the ground. Can you do anything? I was gonna be like, can you do anything for her?
See that she gets a decent burial, I guess. Yeah, there's not a cure for not
Jamie
having
Campbell?
a head. There's a... No, haven't cured that yet.
She's donezo then.
She's
right?
super dead.
All right. Well,
She is not among
reduce
the living.
our Amazon order for roofies by one. I guess I'll walk into the hall because I'm hoping she's still in this vicinity. So I'm gonna walk out into the hall and maybe I'll yell down at what's this guy's name? Evan?
Evan?
Yeah. I'm gonna say, Evan, you done throwing up?
He is not able to respond because you see Helen down there choking him.
All right. How much of this distance can I go down before?
You have a gun!
Well, but it's jammed, and I didn't choose to clear it before I walked into the hallway. So
you can move
far.
You
can I
move 6 of these squares in a round.
Okay, so where was I? I was like here, I think.
You were right next to Esme.
Okay.
So like, if you want to like sprint, you could move 12 squares.
Yeah, because I want to try and stab her on my next turn. So I
Okay.
feel like I need to get pretty close. So I'll sprint. So that's
I'll
6.
say like as part of you moving, you can like do you have a? Yeah,
Yeah, I've got a knife.
You've got a knife, but do you want to holster your gun or do you just want to drop it where you were at over there?
I would holster it if I could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I suppose me being here does make it harder for Esme to shoot at her from where she's at, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, my character's torn because like I don't really care if she kills them. I guess.
Yeah. You can tell she is like the waves of energy are coming off of her, and Evan is like bug-eyed. He's kind of like he turns a little bit and sees Cindy rushing towards him and reaches his hand out towards you for help. Okay, Esme, you're up. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna walk out and shoot her, I guess.
Okay, you're gonna be at a -20 with these people in the way.
Why?
Because there's two
Alright.
people standing between you and her.
Can I run down the hallway and pistol whip her?
If you can get that far.
She would be able to get to the square in front of me.
You can move 6 and have an action. So
well, I have
you
to. I can't see the screen, so can I
So,
literally do this?
you can get to here. There's a
I got it. I moved her to where she could get, and so she could move to 6 and be there, and then I could have moved to be kind of off to the side, which I thought about doing anyway.
okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
But
What does that give me?
Evan is still there. If you want to take a turn to aim, that will offset the penalty to.
If I take a turn to aim, he's gonna have no head.
Yeah, so there's
Alright.
basically don't
I'm
worry
gonna give
about
it a shot, literally.
Literally.
Nope, that's a failure. Alright, so I
36
kill
against
him.
a 25.
Alright.
Shot goes
No,
into
you don't kill
the
Evan. The
other
bullet
guy's head.
just goes wide.
I think you cut out Jeremy.
I
Yeah,
said
I
the
know.
bullet just goes wide. So.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
All right. So she looks up and says, "Why are you stopping me? We have to. You said it yourself. We have to end the awareness." And she ends Evan's awareness. She
it.
lifts one hand up and with energies pulsating around it, and plunges her hand straight through his stomach, and he collapses to the ground.
All right. So my turn.
That's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna walk up and stab her in the gut.
All right.
Okay, so I don't actually have the knife in here as a weapon, but I have it in my gear.
Okay, so a knife. So describe this knife to me.
It's a Leatherman CX, so it's got like a 5-inch blade on it, but it
Okay.
it folds out. I assume that will be.
I'd say it's a combat knife, so it's gonna be melee weapons, and it will do a d6 damage.
So I've got a 30 in that skill.
And go ahead and put on there that it's armor piercing 3.
3.
Yeah, in case you need that for future.
Gotcha. What's it? And then there's like lethality and stuff. I don't know if you need that.
Lethality, that's if you find a knife that does lethality damage, let me know.
Okay.
Lethality is when you have something that can easily kill you in one hit, like a burst round of automatic fire or a grenade.
Okay. So I do not succeed at stabbing her. So 43 against a 30.
All right. Make sure to give yourself a check mark. Okay, Esme. You have a clear shot at her now that Evan's lifeless body has collapsed to the ground.
Alright. And I fail anyways. Yay! Alright.
She rolled a 91 against a 25.
All right. Okay, both of you make sanity checks.
Oh, good God. We already saw this. We're used to it now.
All right. Well, it's time for me to fail. Oh, you passed, Tabitha.
I passed at least. I
fail with a 62 against a 27, and she passes with a 13 against a 46.
Okay.
So what do I lose, Jeremy? A D6, D4?
For seeing Evan killed in front of you. Tabitha, you should give yourself a check mark for violence. Or, well, no, you passed your breaking point, didn't you?
I did,
you
yeah.
Should not, yeah. I guess this would really be hopelessness. I'm going to say it's just 1 sanity for you, John, for helplessness.
Cool. If I lose 4 more, I'll be past my breaking points. Hopefully.
Again? Okay, hopefully not. Yeah. All right.
Does she blink out of existence, I assume?
You know what? She sure did.
Boop. All right. Well, I am guessing she's hunting everybody down. So I'm going to turn to Esme. Do we really need to stop her?
We can't stop her. She just teleports whenever we try.
Well, you did hit her with the bullet.
Well, but I'm never going to be able to do that again, apparently.
Actually, I just remembered what I rolled. She did not teleport this time. She's still there.
Oh, okay. Well, then what does she do?
I guess she's going to lash out at Cindy since Cindy's right there.
Do it. Do me, Daddy.
All right, so she hits you with a 28 out of 40 to hit, and will do 3 damage as she grabs onto you. Her hands are like fire. You feel energy just rippling out of her. The sleeve of your porg shirt has started to singe near where she's grabbed you. We'll say it's on the... Which arm did you have that you lost before? That was your right arm, wasn't it?
I believe it was my right arm, yeah.
Yeah, she's grabbed your left arm this time, it looks like, from how y'all are laid out. So she's grabbed onto that. You are going to need to make another sanity check for suffering this unnatural attack. Okay.
I fumble that one, so that's an 88 against a 26. That's my second 88 of the night, guys. Second one. So.
All right. So you are going to lose 4 sanity for that, unless you want to project. Don't forget that you can project.
I'm going to do that one. Yeah, so probably my mom. I'm going to say my mom.
Okay.
Mary.
All right.
So what do I do with that?
So roll a...
D10?
No, the projection rules are to roll a D4. Okay. So reduce your sand loss by 1. Since you rolled a 1 on a D4, reduce your sand loss by 1. Reduce your willpower by 1. And reduce the bond score by 1. And
this really didn't help me out all that much. Great.
Just like your mom, she was too drunk to help you out.
That's right. Okay, so my sanity's at 23. My breaking point's 22. So.
Okay. And don't forget to write down that you projected onto your mom to withstand a burning hands attack.
I just remembered all the time my mom dropped a peach cobbler tin on me and burned my feet, I guess.
Ow. All right, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna stab the heck out of her if I can.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like she's holding on to me, right? So I feel like I should get a bonus on the stabby stab, right? Esme, you agree with me, right?
I of course agree.
I mean, like melee weapons is just melee weapons. Like you're used to doing them in this sort of
30,
range.
I fail it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. She
is holding on to me, and I cannot stab her.
So you go for her, and she easily bats your hand to the side. You felt for sure you were going to get her in the guts, but with unnatural strength, she is able to block your attack. And she looks into your eyes and says, "Submit to the unawareness." Esme, you're up.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Okay.
She shot
Nope.
her down. Bang, bang. She failed
That's a
again.
76
Bang,
against
bang.
a 25 because I can't shoot for shit apparently.
Well, you did hit her the once, and you did
Yeah, the
a
one
lot of
time.
damage. That
Okay.
Yeah, you did
I
a
think she's
ton
got
of
like
damage.
1 HP or something.
And
So
we're
we just
never
gotta
going to be
get her-
able to kill her, so
Get a success against her again.
I'm trying.
You gonna do anything else, Tabitha?
What else can I possibly do? I don't have any knives. I guess I
Well,
can
you could
try
walk
to.
closer.
I could walk closer and punch her in the face, I guess. Can I do that?
Well, no, that would be second
I
attack.
mean, you can
Yeah.
walk closer, and next turn you can punch her in the face.
Okay.
With a bright blue flash, she disappears.
Of course she does. Well, let's go to the next person that she's killing.
She is really making our job easier, isn't she?
I mean, no, we're supposed to prevent people from dying.
Oh, with all of my sanity loss, I've totally forgotten about that. Alright, so I'm going to dash down to the kitchen, where I know there are some people. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I see in the door from here, Jeremy?
Make a... are you just running up to it?
Well, I moved 6, so yes.
Right.
I was hoping I could maybe take an action. My action would probably be clearing... I was going to say clearing... Yeah, because I'm not better at shooting than I am at melee, so... I don't know. Can I see in, though?
You can see in, and as you run up, you poke your head around the corner, and a shot goes wild. You look in and you see a smoking gun in Inspector Hua's hands, her eyes wide. "Oh, I'm sorry, you just ran up so suddenly, I didn't know what was going on. I heard gunshots." She has Jing Fei tied up, and Dr. Black is cowering in one of the corners.
Nah, it's okay. You didn't hit me. I'm fine. You're fine at ATM. But Helen Klinger, she gone loopy. She's killing everybody. And so that ain't what we want. So I figured she was heading here. But it looks like... Yeah, but she's killing people by burning their heads off. Doesn't look like fun. Doesn't look like fun at all. Be vigilant. I'm just gonna reload my gun right here and unjam it. So I do that.
Yeah, Dr. Black hears you say this, and he goes, "Oh, I knew that this would happen.
Yeah, did you? Then why didn't you do anything to stop it?
There's nothing to do to stop it. This has happened before, and it will happen again."
This isn't Battlestar Galactica. We can change it.
All right, Esme, it's your turn.
And do I have to roll anything to unjam the gun?
No, you just take an action.
Okay, so I did that.
Are there people
She could be
anywhere
going up to the
else
security
that
guard.
we know of? Oh, the security guards. Can I get close enough to the door to see out of it?
You want me to move you?
Yes,
1,
please.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, she gets right up to this window here.
Do I see
Okay,
people
yeah,
getting murdered?
So you don't see anyone outside, no.
And you can also see us in the kitchen.
Yes, but you cannot see into the security hut.
Alright. Well, I can't move any farther.
You can keep
so-
moving further. I mean, you can. You just have to use your action to move a little further.
Well, then I will use
So-
my action to go towards the security
2,
hut.
3, 4, 5, 6. She's outside.
Okay, make an alertness check.
My alertness is garbage. My alertness is just very bad. No.
Tabitha
I
rolled
fall
a 99
unconscious.
against a 44, which is
Okay.
a fumble and about as bad as it can get.
So you've been running a lot, and, you have gone to the gym, but mostly because of the juice bar. You're a little bit winded right now, so...
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Cindy, what are you going to do?
Well, I am, so Cindy the character wouldn't know this, but Jonathan the player notices that, I keep freaking forgetting her name. Helen is no longer in the turn order. Is that, so, I don't know where Helen's at then. I guess, so, but we're still in combat rules, is that right? I can't
Yes,
just do
we're
whatever
still
I
in
want?
combat rules.
Well,
Trust me, if there wasn't a reason to have y'all in combat turns, you wouldn't be in combat turns anymore.
Right, so I will continue walking through the kitchen toward the main entrance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay here.
All right.
Can I like hunker or something, or steady my gun?
If you had something to point your gun
Something
at,
to
I would.
point at.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you
Can
can't
I-
aim unless
Right.
you know what you're aiming at.
Yeah, well I know what I'm gonna aim at. Dr. Black.
You're aiming your gun at Dr. Black.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to know the logic for that?
Dr. Black turns and looks at you and sees you pointing your gun at him, and he like hunkers down and covers and says, "No, please don't."
I ain't aiming at you, bro. I just assume Helen's going for you. So,
He starts crying a little bit when you say that.
yeah, just keep your head down.
Esme.
I'm outside. I'm gonna go towards the security hut.
Okay, well, she should be able to see through this window from where she is now.
I mean, you say that.
Yeah, like as you're coming around that window, you can see.
Oh, she's there.
Yep. You see Dr. Klinger, her hands press around. Which
Is it the jerk? Kill the jerk first.
No, it's the lady.
Of course it is Jeremy.
I mean, I guess they were both kind of jerks to you guys.
Jeremy.
Karen. This is Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Henson. So she's got her by the wrists and pushing her up against this bay of TV monitors.
So with 6 movement, we can get you to the door of the security hut.
I'm a shooter.
And you have... okay, yeah, go ahead.
I have what, Jeremy?
You have a clear line of sight to shoot her.
Bang, bang.
Yes!
Bang! All right.
19 against the
That is
25.
yes.
Oh, and 10 damage!
Oh my god, max damage!
Max damage.
Yes! So that is 10 points against this crazy teleporting woman killer.
All right, your shot goes straight through her skull, and she slumps to the ground.
Hell yeah!
And you can see that Karen has burns on her wrists where Dr. Klinger had been grasping her. And
so the
she
next
seems to
time
be
I tell
badly
you
hurt,
that you need to shut this facility down, you fucking listen to me. God.
All right.
Did we solve your crazy redhead puzzle?
You solved my crazy redhead puzzle with 2 bullets to the brain.
Well, one went to the shoulder.
One to the shoulder, yes.
So I heard that shot, and I'm gonna put my gun down and say,
there's no reason to be in
combat
turns anymore. Yeah, combat.
All right.
So I'm gonna walk over to the window and yell to Esme, "What's happening?"
She's dead. We need to get all of these people together and get them to Delta Green and figure out how to.
We need them to be dead too?
No, I'm hoping we can do this without killing them.
Right.
So, Tabitha, make a sand check.
Why? No, I refuse.
For killing in defense of oneself or another.
That causes sanity loss?
You just murdered someone.
No, it wasn't murder, Jeremy.
I'm a
It was
doctor.
not.
You killed in defense of oneself or another. It's
Totally
still...
fine with it.
Well,
that's a 28.
She's fine with it.
That's a 28 against a 46. I'm fine with it.
Yep, you are completely
I'm a doctor.
fine.
People die all the time.
Right. Do no harm.
I am preventing further harm. I think that fits.
Yeah, it's good.
You hit it with a hammer. It'll fit.
Hey everyone, Jeremy here. I sincerely hope that this message finds y'all well during this weird time. Everyone over here at K-Cell is perfectly fine. Thank you very much, everyone, for your patience and support during this time. I've been extremely busy with my job and have been mentally and physically exhausted when I got home and haven't been able to spend as much time on the podcast as I would like. after putting in some long hours. So thank you. Gonna keep trying to put episodes out, but I can't guarantee it's gonna be any sort of regular schedule. I'll do it as often as I can, and I hope that I have your understanding during this time. If in the meantime you're needing something to do and you want to check out some of our other stuff, John's got his website at jonathankush.com, where he's got his research and film essays. Tabitha's got her store at Quiet Nova Studios on Etsy. She just put up some new listings up there, so you might find something interesting. And of course there's my novella that's up on Amazon.com. Links to all of that are, of course, in the description. Thanks again to Art Dream for putting out this great game. Our intro and outro song is Mission Ready by Ketsa. Definitely check them out on their Bandcamp. And if you want to get in contact with us, reach out to us at membersofksl@gmail.com. We're getting very close to the end of this little arc, and if you have any questions for things that have happened in the game or anything, I'd kind of want to do a debrief episode with myself and John and Tabitha. So if you have any questions that you want to ask us, I'd love to put them in the show. We'll probably be recording that in the next couple of weeks once we have the time and find the time. So just email those out to us, or you can reach out to us on Twitter, hashtag members of KSL. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'll get you back to the mission, and we'll be seeing you. Esme has taken out Klinger. What do you want to do? So the only people dead right now are Dr. Campbell, Evan Kozak, and Dr. Klinger. Henry Gonzalez and Karen Henson, the two security guards, are still alive and aware, as well as Dr. Black, Xingfei Sang, and your buddy Inspector Hua.
And who is it that's in the hospital? That is
Dr. Takegawa.
Dr. Takegawa. And
yes.
I actually don't recall. What was the end of that conversation? Did they agree that they should go back and knock him out, sedate him?
I don't recall y'all trying to tell him that, but if Esme wants to make I would say either a persuade or a medicine check to try and tell the person that that's what they need to do to him.
I did recommend heavy sedation, but I don't expect you to listen to me when I talk, so let's go with medicine. Nope, that's a failure. That is an 86 against 60, so okay. Nothing happens.
Okay, well, give yourself a check mark. The dude over the phone said, yeah, we'll get right on that. He did tell you that Dr. Takegawa had a complete emotional breakdown.
So he's not going to do anything. We're all going to die anyway, so fun times.
Yeah. So he did say that Dr. Takegawa had a complete emotional breakdown.
Okay, so I don't think our internet will allow the word breakdown. Is that what you're saying?
Get down. Yeah. I am saying the word break down.
Oh my god! You're saying what word?
Break down.
Okay, I got it that time. What the shit? Alright. Okay, so I don't know what they want me to do about it. I'm, not even there, and whatever.
So I think step one, we round up who's here. So get the security guard to come inside, into the kitchen, and let's all drink some Kool-Aid. Some Rohypnol-laced Kool-Aid.
Tabitha, at the beginning, when y'all had your meeting with Agent Carpenter, and you went to the van, you got a medical kit. Do you remember what was in that?
Nope.
What we need.
It was what we need. It was the kit of necessity.
Kit of necessity.
Yeah. I mean, considering it's Delta Green and all, I assume it's a bunch of, confiscated, narcotics.
So, It has it's a medical bag with an electronic personal dosimeter, a first aid kit, and medicines for radiation poisoning.
That's not gonna help.
Make a luck roll.
Let's see.
Luck is a straight D100.
Oh. You could say that. That's a failure.
51.
That
Is that on the right side,
51.
Jeremy?
Yeah,
What's a 51? I get nothing.
So yeah, you're looking through this. You can't find anything that you could use in this bag to render people unconscious.
Great.
Okay, well, I'm out of ideas.
Well, there's the good old-fashioned head smacking.
I don't think these people are going to consent to that.
I'm gonna... I mean, this is a bunch of scientists. They probably got some, I don't know, cocaine or something on the premises. I'm gonna interrogate Dr. Black here and say, hey, where's the Oxycontin?
Okay, so Oxycontin and cocaine do very different things.
I ain't the doctor in this room.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the cocaine would do, increase their awareness, not, decrease.
Not if you give them enough of it.
They would. But
We
then you're
just
killing
stopped
them.
people from killing them. I feel like that would be...
I've lost so much sanity that this sounds like a great idea. I actually do want to yell at Dr. Black for a little while and see if he happens to have a secret stash of, I don't know, even just marijuana might
Rohypnol.
chill everybody out. Or roofies. Hey, you look like you might need them to get a girlfriend.
Oh, Jesus!
Wow.
I know, it was me.
Christ.
I can say that as a lady,
That
though,
was-
right?
That was
No!
very mean. No.
I hope this isn't one of your friends or something, Jeremy. Where'd you get the picture from?
That's me. That's me. No.
That is not you. That is not my brother in that picture.
When was the
Wow.
last time you saw me?
That is not you.
Wow.
When was the last time you saw me?
Tabitha, is
That's
this Jeremy?
so harsh.
Look at the picture
He's
of
been
you
through
at the
some
waterfalls.
shit. That was
That
years
is not-
ago.
This is actually a picture of you. This is not a picture of you.
Alright, now that we're done gaslighting my brother, let's, continue.
Oh.
Ugh,
Oh.
you people.
Oh, the laughter
Anyway,
hurts.
so what do I do, Jeremy, to interrogate this guy?
What are you trying to find out?
What I've just been saying, I want to know where the drugs are.
Drugs? No, we don't have drugs here.
Does
I
Inspector
don't believe
Hua
you.
have some drugs?
Inspector Hua, you got drugs?
She pulls out her taser.
Ooh,
Ooh,
gimme.
maybe?
You're gonna...
Tase
It's a
them
less lethal
unconscious.
It
Slightly
is
less
less
lethal. I mean, it can still definitely kill you.
Y'all can see her character sheet, right?
Who?
Dr. Hua? Inspector Hua?
I see that I can click on her.
All
Yes, okay. Yes,
I'm
I
gonna
can-
It
have to
is-
restart D20. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
It's
it
not
is
working at all.
It is a handheld stunner. This is not... This will not render someone unconscious. It will just stun them.
Okay, right. And so you're not going to let me interrogate this guy for the drugs? Because
I mean, you can interrogate him all you want. There are no drugs to find.
you have not ever been around scientists, have you?
Right?
Well,
Yeah, I got nothing.
Is
we
that what
hit
they
them.
mean by ivory tower?
The whole thing is made out of cocaine.
I mean, I guess we got to knock these people out.
I don't want to knock
just
them
with
out.
violence.
That causes so
Sorry?
much brain damage.
Well, is it better to sedate them to unconsciousness?
Yes.
What if we all go to sleep?
I don't know if that would work or not.
I mean, he just said unconscious, right? So, like, what if we put on some soothing music, some Yankee candles, and we all stretch out on these couches over here?
Oh, I'm allergic to Yankee candles.
Okay, well, we get some lanky candles, the ones that you're not allergic to,
Okay. Fantasy candles.
and fantasy lanky candles.
Imaginary ones.
I don't know. I mean,
Oh,
it sounds
we,
like
we need to get the security guards in here.
yeah. I mean, we can't move them, so Jeremy would have to do that for us.
So you're gonna call the security guards in here?
Yes.
Well, I suggested we gather everyone up earlier
Okay.
into the kitchen.
Everyone, Jeremy.
I mean, I have a suspicion. I mean, in the whole game world, that just saying, let's all just go to sleep, like that's not going to be successful.
I mean, give it a shot.
I mean, hey guys, let's all go to sleep. I'm going to put on an episode of the Great British Baking Show. It's very calming and relaxing. I'm going to make us some popcorn. We'll all go to sleep immediately, right?
Is that
Everyone
how that
is
works?
super chill with that, right?
So Henry, like, crosses his arm and says, "What are you talking about? Why do we need to go to sleep?"
All right.
Okay.
So did you see the dead bodies on your way in?
Dead bodies?
Okay. Yep. There's some dead bodies.
He puts his hand on his gun and looks at Karen.
Oh, come
and she
on.
kind of, like, calms him down and says, "No, it's okay. Helen, Dr. Klinger went crazy and attacked
So
me." She, like, shows...
I saved your life, Karen.
She shows Henry... She's defending you. She
Yes,
shows Henry
she is
the burn
defending
marks on her wrists.
So yes, so Helen tried to kill us, but because she felt that if well she knew, as I know, and you probably know, that this thing has a connection to our world through us letting it in, but with the part of our brain that's awake right now. And if that part of our brain was not awake, it couldn't make its way over here. Like it's like we're each broadcasting a signal, right?
So according to the crazy woman, the awareness
Right,
of the event
so-
allows
yeah.
the possibility of the event.
So she thought that the only way to stop the broadcast was to kill us, right? So she was going to go around and kill all of us, and that would have saved the world. But we thought, hey, we can save the world without you being dead, and you being dead, and you being dead, right? So option 2, we all need to be unconscious at the same time.
We hope.
So,
Although it's pretty likely that the GM's just going to murder us at this point, so who knows?
so I will allow one of you to make a persuade check at plus 20.
All right. Well, who's got the best persuade score?
Let's find out.
My persuade is 24.
Let's see. I got mine. It's pulling up. Persuade. Persuade is
Esme.
41.
She's a better persuader than
Yeah, but I'm also heavily cursed and cannot roll well. So, do
Well,
we
that's
want
how
to
you
chance
increase
it?
your skill.
Alright, I'm gonna try it. Yes?
Yes. It's a plus 20 too, right?
There you
So
go.
Hey,
you
there
could
we
roll
go.
A 9 against a 41. So
20.
pretty
Yep.
good.
All right, so yeah, Henry is looking kind of dubious, but says, "Okay, well, if you think it'll stop all of this."
It's worth a shot.
I think we can
Okay.
all agree that this is not what we want for the world. And so what we need is for all of our minds to turn off.
Okay.
And we don't have anything to help with that besides serenades. Unless you guys know something we don't. You got any sleepy time tea in here?
Yeah, there's some chamomile tea in the
You're
in
not
the
willing
kitchen.
to use the brand name, Jeremy? Okay.
No.
He doesn't
All
want to
They're
get
not
sued.
telling us to.
Let me go back and do the line again. All right. You guys got any chamomile tea here?
Yeah, we've got some sleepy time tea.
All right. So
Hot.
let's brew a cuppa and put the bake off on.
Okay, so before too long, everyone is dozing.
Good.
Good.
Do we have to be asleep too, though? I'm not 100%
I feel like
on
we
that.
were probably exposed.
Right.
You, at the very least, because you listened to the terrible music from Out of Time.
Sounds checks
yeah.
out. So I'm gonna
So-
try and also be going asleep, I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait until everyone else is asleep and then go to sleep.
When you're brewing the tea, by the way, Henry pulls a flask out of one of his pockets
Son of a bitch.
and pours it into the tea and says, "Here, this'll help everyone doze a little bit."
Cool. What you got there?
Gin.
Yeah, gin.
Gin.
Just straight up gin and chamomile tea.
Well, I don't suspect that would be the worst. So
Yeah, it's got a fruity flavor to it, so...
yeah, good old Juniper.
Yeah. So, yeah, before long, everyone is dozing. Did y'all partake of the sleep brew as well?
I
Yes.
mean, like Esme was saying, like me definitely probably am infected, so or a broadcaster. So yeah, I want to be asleep.
Okay. All right. So, Esme, you're awake?
So if you listen to all of the words that I say instead of only some of them, I'm going to wait until everyone else is asleep and then go to sleep myself.
Okay.
Did it take this time,
So,
Jeremy?
yeah, I heard it this time. I'm
And-
glad
and-
that the audio can only possibly cut out from me to you and not from you to me.
You cut out again?
The audio can only and then not the other way or something. That was pretty good. I think I got that in, Jeremy.
Okay.
That it's all we're all only getting like 70% of the words.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so yeah, Esme, you're watching as everyone drifts off, and you partake of the now very chilled tea. Well, not chilled, but cold tea,
It's
and
lukewarm.
yeah,
Room
lukewarm.
temperature.
And you feel yourself start dozing off. Everyone make POW times 5 rolls.
I just barely pass it. 58 against 60.
Oh my god,
Oh no!
No! Oh, that's
Tabitha,
so
you want to tell the
bad.
folks at home what happened?
That is a 99 against a 60%. That is as bad as I could possibly have done.
Because it is a fumble.
I
and
fumbled
it is a failure.
sleeping. God, it's like real life.
Can't. It's too real.
So,
Too real.
so everyone jolts awake.
Damn it.
And
Is it when the baked Alaska goes in the trash? Is that the
Cindy, you, Cindy, you feel.
Do I fire
a-
my gun? I'm gonna fire
No.
my gun. Nope. I'm doing
Were you
it.
sleeping with your gun in your hand?
It's Bake Off. You gotta.
So, Cindy,
I fail
you
at
feel.
firing my gun. Great.
Cindy, you feel an instinctive awareness of something pressing against the fabric of reality.
See?
And you feel that your own awareness is somehow making it stronger, even more likely to break through. It's like it seeped into your very dreams and started filling them with a roiling black darkness. And you could hear the rhythmic thumping with high-pitched atonal piping as you and the rest of the researchers and Inspector Hua wake up.
So, sorry guys.
Roll
I
a
think
d4.
Maybe it didn't work.
Me? Who's rolling?
Okay. So Cindy loses 1 sanity and 1 power, or 1 willpower rather.
Okay. So, I am now at my breaking. Does bad things only happen when I go below my breaking point?
I think it's when you go past your breaking.
Right. That would make sense to me. So that means I'm currently
One step
not
closer to the edge.
broken.
And you're about to break.
Close to the edge, and I'm about to break.
Everything y'all say to me, if it makes it through the chat.
You say to me. Jeremy.
No, it's if you're reduced to your breaking point.
Why? This is not a rule where you have to actually look it up, Jeremy. We could have just kept going. And then some nerd out there would have been like, "Oh, they're supposed to." Because I'm gonna lose more sanity, brah. It's gonna happen.
Yep.
Well, but your new breaking point will be at a different level now. So
Yeah.
just make a note about it and change your breaking point to your current sanity minus your willpower. Or not your willpower, your power stat.
So my power is 12. My breaking point is 22. So I will
So
reduce
your new
my
one will
breaking
be
point
10.
to 10. Is
Yes.
that correct? Okay.
That is correct.
And something else bad happens, right?
Yeah, you will just make a note about that. You passed your breaking point thanks to a bad dream.
A bad dream made me less sane and broken, and I'm about to break. Yes.
So, Esme, yeah, you were just about to drip into sleepy time when this happened. And you look down at your watch and you see it is now 20:57:50. Cindy, you recognize that as one of the times that Dee prophesied when you asked them if it would happen in the future, or it, rather, asked it. Dee said that there would be a jolt of power at 20:57:50, and then at 22:03:37 there would be another one of infinite energy.
Okay, so we have around 2 hours-ish?
Just a little over 1 hour.
Alright, the world's gonna end. Any ideas?
I mean, I already got this gun in my hand. We just kill us all.
So,
alright, let's do it.
Doctor...
Okay, so who's got the gun? One of the security guards has a gun. I want to kill them first.
Both of them have guns, yes.
Okay, I'm going to shoot them both at the exact same time. I want to line it up so the first shot will go through both of them.
Are you and I mean,
I honestly don't know if this is a good idea. I just know that this is a way to potentially, if the other lady's right, like maybe we do need to kill as many people as we can. Because I don't know why that didn't work according to the rules as we understood them.
Well, I mean, but the only person who knows the rules is also the person who's allowed to change them. So
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been trusting Jeremy this time to not be changing the rules because we had a number of arguments when we were younger about how much that frustrated me. Now, knowing that Tabitha assumes that Jeremy is changing the rules makes me wonder if he ever did change his ways. But I've been trusting him, maybe to my own detriment.
This feels to me like he's tired of running these and wants to kill us off.
So why don't you both make
Jeremy...
intelligence checks in times 5?
I don't think that there's really a way to succeed in this, and I never will, because that's a fail. No, it's not.
No,
it's not a
you
failure.
both succeeded.
We both
succeeded. Do we have any ideas, Jeremy?
Yes, you feel that sleep time, that REM is like when you are asleep is still too much awareness of what is going on around you.
So we do need to drug ourselves.
But Jeremy has not given us a convenient way of finding said drugs.
Or, a possible one within an hour.
There are other ways of rendering people unconscious other than drugs.
Yes, murder and hitting them on the head. I mean, we tried the sleeping, which was the least violent way.
I don't think blunt force trauma is really going to help us here.
So that is the idea that Tabitha or that Esme had, is that, this was a good idea, but it didn't go far enough. The idea that Cindy had is that all of these people are just sitting around. I could definitely put a bullet in someone's brain before anyone could do anything.
Yeah. I mean, I still have that thought, but I think it would make Esme upset. So I don't think I want to. I don't think I can make myself do it.
Okay, I'm Googling this, Jeremy. I'm going to be put on some kind of watch list.
Don't worry, it's probably fewer watch lists than Jeremy's on.
I'm sure I'm on a lot of watch lists. I homeschool a kid.
Yeah.
It is almost impossible to make someone unconscious, not asleep, but unconscious without hurting them. Fastest way to
then
knock
I guess we have to
someone
hurt
out
people.
safely. I guess.
The GM shouldn't tell us what to do, I assume.
General anesthesia is the quickest and safest way, but I don't have that. Ooh, do we have tranquilizer darts?
One of the issues with all of this as well is there's the guy in the hospital, right?
Right.
And we cannot control him. And I'd sort of assumed that Jeremy was going to give us a pass on that. But maybe what we need to do is go to that hospital, and then we have access to all the drugs. But we do run more of a risk of exposing ourselves, I assume. But we would then have all of the people together, assuming these guys go along with us dragging them to the hospital. Because sitting down with a cuppa watching Mary Berry isn't a big ask for pretty much anybody. So
that's why you didn't want me to send him to the hospital, because I failed our mission already and we're all gonna die. Cool.
Well, Jeremy, how long does it take to get to this hospital?
I closed that tab already.
Just make it up, Jeremy. Is it possible for us to do it?
Like, if you hustle, you could probably get there in 15 minutes.
Okay.
But
well,
that would run the risk of having the popo on your tail.
I do not have a better thought.
Blood loss
Esme-
can do it.
Sorry?
Blood loss can do it. Render you unconscious instead of asleep.
What can?
Blood loss. Losing enough of your bodily fluids.
Blood loss.
Yes.
Okay. Well, but that is also a harder thing to control.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a
Knives.
medical physician here, so you could attempt to kill someone or, bleed someone out and then revive them.
We're gonna do a good old-fashioned bloodletting, I guess.
I mean, the problem would be turning off that tap. Like, draining someone of their blood fast enough for it to work, and then fixing them fast enough to not kill them would be tricky. And I'd have to do it, 5 times? How many people are here?
Is fainting different than being asleep?
Fainting is actually... It's not sleeping, but it's also not usually full unconsciousness. It's syncope. You're not fully aware, but, your brain is still doing stuff. I don't know if syncope would do it or not, Jeremy.
So the things we've thought about would be maybe bleeding people to make them unconscious. Maybe fainting would work if we could make people faint in some way.
Some people faint when they see blood. We could just really hope that vasovagal syncope is very common among these people.
Yeah. Or we could go to the hospital, which runs its own risks, but would potentially solve some of these problems. Although, if our GM, probably the drugs that make people unconscious are not just in the vending machine. So we might have to do a little work to get them.
You might be able to, go to a gas station and see if there's a guy there that you might be able to get roofies from, but you don't really know the area.
Tabitha, honestly, I feel like maybe we need to just get everybody together, so maybe going to the hospital is, the least... Because we don't know if any of these other options would work. The hospital gives us a lot of options and gives us control over
they'll
everyone.
probably just ignore us and treat us like we're crazy, so... most of us are female, so...
Right. Okay, so I tell everybody to pile up in the van. Let's head to the hospital.
Okay, yeah, you've convinced these people that something has to be done, or you're gonna have a bad time. So who wants to drive?
I don't know. I don't see a reason for... Why don't we have Inspector Hua drive?
Here we go.
All right. Okay, so she sets off. Okay. Yeah.
She fails at driving.
Oh my god.
Why does she have to do a driving check, Jeremy?
Because we've been pulled over by the cops.
You haven't been pulled over by the cops, but she is trying to go fast, but also trying to not wreck the vehicle, and has a couple of close calls sometimes, which slows y'all down. It takes about 30 minutes to get to the hospital.
Great. So we've got about a half hour until the next thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So
we go in, and I go up to the desk, and I say,
hello. Is Cindy the best one to do this?
Well, you don't know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So I was just going to ask where Ichigawa is. Ishi Takagawa.
May I ask what your relationship is? It's well past visitor hours.
Sure, you could ask me what my relationship is.
She just looks at you and smiles like you're an idiot.
Oh, he's my professor. I'm a graduate student of his. He asked me to bring some work over for him to look at.
Okay, make a persuade check. I'll give you a bonus because you're wearing your Porg t-shirt, which makes you look like a grad student.
Okay, I rolled my persuade check. I did not pass it. 62 against a 24.
So give yourself a check mark, and she'll say, well, yes, I understand, but Dr. Takagawa needs his rest, and I'm sure that the work can wait until the morning.
Well, but see, we've got a grant application, and it really does need to get in quite soon. Is there any way you could make an exception for me?
Listen, as much as I'd love to, I don't know if I could would allow you in right now. But maybe you could convince me to.
What do you mean? Is there something going on?
She just kind of looks at you.
Is she asking for a bribe?
I got a buffalo rock here. You like buffalo rock? I got an extra.
I can't stand that swill.
Wow. Rude.
That is not very nice.
Okay, so while he is struggling with this, I'm going to be looking at the room assignment chart.
Yeah.
Let's get the info you need from the source.
Where's Takegawa?
Okay, yeah. You have more than enough experience in hospitals to know how to do all of this jazz. You know exactly. Cindy was not able to get in legitimately, but was able to provide enough of a distraction that you were able to.
My goal all along, my plan has succeeded.
All right.
I get away from the desk clerk and hopefully am able to get away without her noticing I'm following Esme and the crowd of people that are with us.
Okay. I'm going to say that Dr. Black and Jing Fei, you're able to, y'all are able to pass off as a hurriedly moving group, doctors or doctor-adjacent people through this hospital. You're able to get to... You're
Don't
able
mind the
to
gun.
get to Dr. Takegawa's room, and Esme make a luck roll. Or, no, your choice. Either luck or awareness.
I suck at both of these. Awareness is not a thing. Do you mean alertness?
Yeah, alertness. I guess Cindy could also do an alertness.
I'm doing a luck roll, and it's garbage.
Luck is out of 100.
Yeah, you're trying to get the low end of 100. Okay.
I succeed.
Okay. So as you are traveling with them through the hospital, you spot a medical supply closet that is unlatched and unlocked for some reason.
Candy.
Very candy. So we grab some things that will do what we want them to.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you find a fuck ton of morphine.
Sure,
I don't know
work.
if that's the one we want, but I guess
hang on,
okay.
I can Google this.
I mean, morphine is what people are put into, medically induced comas with morphine.
I don't feel...
Anyway, we get the drugs that will do the job.
You find enough sedatives to put everyone into unconsciousness.
Propofol, pentobarbital, and thiopental.
That one.
So you enter Dr. Takegawa's room, and it is hot in here. There are a couple of doctors in there wearing radiation suits and holding infrared cameras. His body is just glowing on the infrared cameras.
Cool.
Cindy, you notice that one of them has a Geiger counter, but it's not registering any sort of radiation at all.
All right, we're the experts from Fermilab. We need the room.
What's going on? You're experts? You know what's going on with this man? You must tell us. This is medically fascinating.
We will tell you very soon, but we need to deal with this immediately. Please give us the room.
We need to stabilize the patient. I say stabilize the patient again, and I turn to Esme, is that the word I'm supposed to use?
Yes. We need to deal with this immediately.
Stabilized.
We will give you a full write-up afterwards. We promise.
I start pushing them out the door.
Are you flashing badges, or are you just going with that cover story?
Flashing guns, baby. No guns.
What badges do we have right now? Let's see.
You have the DOE.
We've got DOE. Yeah. So sure. Let's try them.
Okay. So you're able to clear the room. Cindy or Esme, make a medicine check for each person that you're putting into unconsciousness.
All right.
So
person number 1
is Ishi Takegawa.
So you need to.
Takegawa.
He seems to be in some sort of stupor.
Stupor or unconscious state, Jeremy?
He seems to be in some sort of stupor.
Do we need
I'm going to make him unconscious.
Okay. So your first person is...
I kill him.
Okay.
93, it's like, aren't you a doctor?
His heartbeat gets real slow.
Alright, next person. Who's up?
Make sure to give yourself a check mark.
Yeah, I've
Philip.
got a check mark in that already for some reason.
Yeah, so Philip Black maybe would be next.
Alright, Philip
I'm
Black.
just gonna go down the.
Succeed.
Okay.
10
Get
against
him.
60.
Okay, yeah,
All right.
after, like, you're not even done with the next person, and he is out like a light.
Awesome.
Jingfei Tsang,
Jingfei Tsang also succeeds. She is
Success.
unconscious.
Henry
Ah.
Gonzalez.
Henry Gonzalez. Dead.
So that's a
That's
failure.
an 82 against 60. Karen succeeds. She's unconscious.
Joe
Okay.
Sherry,
Who's that?
another security guard.
Okay.
Unless they're not here, I don't know.
No, they're not there.
Well, he's unconscious
So-
anyways.
So, the only people left conscious are yourselves and Inspector Hua.
Okay, Inspector Hua.
Well,
Okay,
Is
so Dr.
unconscious.
Hua is unconscious.
All right.
mhm.
All right, Cindy, come here.
Well, we gotta deal with Henry.
She, like, jams the needle into your upper arm while you're
So what
talking.
did happen to Henry then? I mean, Henry failed.
Yes,
He's
Henry
dead.
and Takigawa both failed. They both are unconscious.
So they're like in a coma or something.
All right, and I'm gonna inject myself, and I die.
Wait, actually, hold on a second, because I'm not sure. I think you may have rolled an extra one. So we got the 93 is Takagawa, and then we've got Black is the 10, and then we've got Jingfei is the 8,
Yep,
and then we've got Henry Gonzalez,
it's
and
82.
then we've 82, and then we've got
Karen.
Karen, which is 3,
Uh-huh.
and then there's me at 18,
Uh-huh.
and then there's Tabitha at 35.
No, there's Inspector Hua.
Oh,
Yeah,
Inspector
Inspector
Hua
Hua
was
was
one of
the
those.
18.
Yeah.
Was the
Yes.
18, then I was the 35, and then
Yep.
yes, so she
So-
did fail at
Okay.
herself. Gave
I'm
herself
dead.
a little bit too much.
So, Tabitha, I want you to make a con times 5 roll.
See if I can survive this overdose.
Oh, I assume we locked the door.
Yeah, I
probably.
assumed that y'all did too.
Oh, damn, that's a 6 against a 65.
Well, that's good, right?
I hope. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
Jeremy does
that's
another
good.
one of his roles he has not yet explained to us.
He does not choose to explain them ever.
And he didn't take that as a prompt to explain to what this role meant.
Nope, I sure didn't.
It's a 146 for those at home.
So,
Okay.
I'm going to say that the explanation for these failures is that I am calculating body weights just by guesswork, and the doses may not be correct.
Right, it's tough. It is tough out there to be a
Anesthesiologist?
anesthetologist. That one.
Okay.
Can I
Jeremy's
dream
looking
about
up the...
Chris Hemsworth in my unconscious?
You don't dream when you're unconscious?
More unclear rolling happening for those at
Okay.
home.
Alright, so you all
Die.
fall into a deep
Hole.
black
Dark.
like it's not even a slumber. It is like Cindy, Esme, like the needle was in you. Esme pushed down on it, and before you even got to the count of 5, you're just gone. An empty pitch blackness.
It's not even black, there's just nothing.
There's just nothing. And then you come around.
Is Chris Hemsworth there?
No.
He's so mean, your husband.
I know,
I just want to have Chris Hemsworth around.
right? Don't we all?
You and Claire agree then.
So, Esme and Cindy, you are both torn, or I guess Inspector Hua as well. You're torn from this empty blackness by a bone-rattling thump. You find yourself here in the hospital room. Everyone else still just unconscious next to you. There is just a single long droning beep from Takigawa's heart monitor where there once was a heart rhythm. You feel like you heard someone pounding at the door behind you, but you no longer do. In your grogginess, you can feel this hum. There is a pulse. It gets quiet, and then you feel the pulse again. The others don't even stir, though. What do you 3 do? Or you 2 do?
So does the pulse feel like what it felt like before? The
You
thing
feel-
pressing against reality?
So you feel something pressing You almost feel something slip through, but then there's a crack as if the gap closes. You saw strange lights coming in from out of the hospital room window.
Okay.
Do we feel like it worked?
Do either of you want to go look out the window or not? You do not
I'll
have
look.
to. You're gonna look?
Sure. What do I see?
You see a brilliant flash of blue-white light above the hospital. There are shrieking sounds as energies of high frequency and low manifest in the atmosphere. In the middle of this light, you see a black shape stretching, reaching, bubbling, and lurching. But the break snaps close. A tendril of this thing is severed in the process and comes hurtling towards the hospital, crashing into the lobby below. Make a sanity check, just Esme.
My sanity is not great. Oh no. That's
Okay.
a 96.
Yep.
Lose a d10.
A D10, no. Oh, that's bad.
That is 8.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend you project that.
We die like men.
What's your willpower sitting at, by the way?
7.
7? Okay. Are you gonna project, or are you just gonna take it?
I'm taking it.
Okay, so you're gonna have a bout of temporary insanity.
I feel like temporal is probably accurate, though.
So, I really feel that from seeing this creature beyond what is known, I doubt that you're gonna fight. You might have flee, where you just try to run away. I could also see her.
I think that she would do something more along the lines of collapsing and gibbering and just taking a sort
Yeah.
of leave of absence of conscious thought for a little while.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you are going to you're gonna have a bad time with that.
And just nope right the
also-
fuck out of sanity for a few minutes.
Yeah. Also, take 10 hit points of damage.
Ouch.
Because
that leaves me at 2.
because of the overdose of medication.
Fair. Good thing I'm in a hospital.
Yep. Which that puts you at 2 hit points, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So you actually faint there at the window with the combined mental and physical trauma.
Excellent choice on my part, I feel.
So, Cindy, you didn't see any of that. You saw, motion as something big and black fell from the sky, and you hear the crashing as it goes through the skylight of the hotel window. Inspector Hua looks at you and says, "What was that? What are we gonna do?" Tabitha, you can control Inspector Hua for this if you'd like.
Okay.
While Esme is convalescing.
I'd hold up my gun and I say, "We fight," or something corny like that.
You hear screams coming from the lobby, and there is a flash of light that seems to move through the very walls themselves.
I mean, it does sound very much like we messed all of this up. It's a good session, Jeremy. I know it's, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't really quite sure until now how I was gonna handle the fact that y'all sent Takegawa away, but I think it turned out interesting.